A lot of things are happening in Kosova right now. If you're having a bit of a hard time keeping up with everything, I understand. So let me try to summarize what is going on. There's four things. So the basics first. We declared independence from Serbia in 2008, for anyone watching this who doesn't know. And since then, over 100 countries, including the UK, US, France, Denmark, and Germany, among like many others, have recognized us as an independent nation. Of course, the country we sought independence from after the genocide of the Albanians in Kosovo in 99, which is 92% of the population, by the way, Serbia, refuses to recognize us and still dream of controlling us, which realistically can't happen without a new genocide of 92% of the population, the Albanians. They know this, but somehow they don't see what the problem is. There are plenty of Serbs who are against this, by the way. The EU and UN, etc., has tried to manage this huge issue, which has finally led to a verbal agreement between Serbia and Kosovo because neither of us can join the EU without normalizing our relations. This happened on March 18, 2023. So, very recently. Serbia's President Vucic, however, refused to sign the agreement, stating that his right hand hurts and that it will continue to hurt for the next 4 years. These are the people who want to lead us. But the agreement still stands according to the EU. A part of that deal was that Serbia would no longer interfere with our applications into international organizations. This week, Kosovo's application to join the Council of Europe, an international organization dedicated to protecting human rights, democracy, and the rule of law in Europe, was forwarded. This has been met with strong opposition from Serbia, which means they already broke the agreement. Not only did they vote against us, they lobbied against us too. But justice was served with 33 votes in favor, 7 against, and 5 abstentions. Looks like 2023 is our year. But they didn't break just one agreement. A part of the deal was also that they would stop interfering in our local elections, which we also held this week in the northern regions where the Serbs live. Unfortunately, they boycotted electing their own local representatives, which was the whole point, which means that they are now led by ethnic Albanians instead. You'd think they don't want that, but only 3.47% of the voters out of 45,000 people actually turned up. 1,566 of them were Albanians and only 13 people, I repeat, 13 people were Serbs. President Vucic praised their boycott, describing it as a peaceful political uprising. Interestingly, he didn't mention that the Serbs who wanted to vote and actually participate in the electoral process in the country they want to live in were openly threatened by Serbia to not do it, and those who did are labeled as traitors. Meanwhile, Kosovo's Prime Minister Albin Kurti urged the population to vote, and our president Vjosa Osmani posted a statement on Twitter to express her sadness of the boycott. That's because we are a democratic and generous government that protect all our citizens, yes, even the Serbs. And yes, it is of course illegal to commit any hate crimes against the Serb community, no matter what kind of propaganda they spread. The other thing that happened is that Serbia tried to provoke us again by holding military exercises in Batajnica, which is the same place where 744 Albanian bodies were found in 2001, hidden in mass graves. All civilians, and yes, mostly children, women, and elderly. This is just insane, but let's end this on a positive note. Another important step has been that finally a long-standing wrong was undone. On April 18, the European Parliament voted to remove visa requirements for citizens of Kosovo wishing to travel to the European Union, which means that Albanians are now finally free to see Europe, to be tourists in the continent they live in, which we should have always been allowed to. But nevertheless, from next year, my friends and family can travel. So this is amazing news, and they don't have to go through the humiliating process of acquiring a visa, because it's insane. But yeah, that was a lot. I hope I explained it semi-well, and I wish you all a lovely day, and a big, big thank you to all the people who have made these breakthroughs possible. This is true resilience, and I'm so proud of every single one of you and how much you've managed to accomplish under such tyranny. And I'm on my way home to Pristina next week to celebrate this, so I hope to see many of you around.